Hey YouTube, back at you. So we are getting ready to use our Autokcan ceramic coating, fresh off of the Amazon. So here we go. We've got the little sponge. We've got the firm side facing out, and we've got the kind of real soft portion. It's only about a millimeter, a little bit thicker than that, but we're gonna put this right in the middle of here. Wrap it around kind of like that, and then this one over like that. So this is the squishy part of the sponge, and my finger back here is on the hard, dense side. So you see that little difference of the color there? So now I'm gonna open up the little bottle. I'll shake just a little streak down here. It's probably good. And then make sure you close it so it doesn't dry up on you. And the instructions say go up and down and back and forth. So what we're gonna do, let's start right here, and we'll just kind of put some here. We're starting on the trunk. And make sure we get it everywhere. Any place, and you can kind of see the reflection of the light where you don't have it. You want to go back and streak that again. And don't worry about it getting it on the glass. Just wipes right off. Okay, just like this. And again, I'm just a novice. I just purchased this and it showed up today, and we're gonna put it on the car and see what happens. So I'm gonna do just half of the trunk. Actually, let's get just a little bit more on here. Now, what I like to keep handy here is this little knife, because this little plastic tab there is kind of hard to get open. Whoop, just tap a few. Now there is quite a bit. I wish this was a little bit, or if they had a streak on the side of this, like a clear spot of this bottle, so you can see how much is left. That would be one of my review items if I were going to provide any kind of feedback on the packaging itself. You know, some of the other products out there come in like a blue bottle and you can see right through it. This particular brand, this Autokcan, is in kind of a chrome lined bottle. Now, I guess I could take a razor blade or something and cut a little slot, but you know what? If the manufacturer is watching this and they say, hey, you know what? Let's do that. Do that? Is that a way to say it? Let's do that and put a vision kind of slot on the side. All right, so we have coated, sorry, I got you out of frame there, but we've coated the entire trunk. You'll feel the little sponge kind of grab in places where it doesn't have sufficient coverage, or if it's flashing dry, and that's okay. If it's flashing dry, just come right back over it with a little bit more on your sponge, and you'll be able to do, make sure you do your edges here, like this. Okay, a lot of people fail to capture that side. So we've just done our trunk. We're gonna let that flash off, and let's see if I have something. When I'm talking about the vision little thing, here's what I'm talking about. You see this bottle, there's no way to know how much is left in it. I mean, I can't even see in the bottom. But if they were to do something like this, see this just oil container where you have that little thing, like this little, this line here where it's not colored. Everything else is silver and there's labels, but you can actually see how much is left in your container. That's my feedback on the product packaging. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. All right, so it is about 72 degrees in my garage today. So I'm letting this flash a little bit longer than I normally would on any kind of ceramic coating, just because I want to make sure it's capturing enough on there. Now, the more you let it flash, the harder it is to get off of there, and you can actually see the streaks in there as it's flashing off. Now, see right here, this little part right here, that's ready to go. That's ready to be wiped off. Alrighty, so let's get our microfiber towel that came with the kit right here, and make sure you hold on to it pretty good, because this is some grippy stuff. All right, it's gonna roll up your towel on you if you're not careful. Okay, so we're gonna take this, we're gonna grab an edge like this, put our palm right down, and we're gonna push away from us. And then when we pull back, make sure that it doesn't roll up on you up underneath your palm. I'll probably catch it on video when it does it, but I'm just gonna wipe it back and forth just like this. It's almost like you're wiping off honey. I don't know if that's a good analogy or description, but it's like you can see it streaking a little bit, but it's almost like wiping off like a honey or like if you were to get some oil, some real thick oil like olive oil or something on some metal. That's what it's like. Alrighty. Nope, I almost had the towel right. Now, let's flip this over so we get a nice fresh side. Okay, doesn't have to be perfectly flat. It's gonna roll up on you as the faster you go. So make sure it's consistent, nice, smooth pressure here. And just smooth like this. See how much is that? Now I know it looks kind of hazy, but looking at it, and that's just my lighting in here, but I will tell you that looks like absolute brand new paint. Let me get this wiped off and then we'll stand. Now see where I got it on the window? Just like this. Just wipe it right off. No big deal, no big deal at all. Now take your time, don't get ahead of yourself. Don't do like the whole top of the car, like the hood, the top of the passenger compartment, and everything like that. You'll never, and remember we did our edge, so we need to come back and wipe that off. All right. Now we'll flip it over again and we'll just kind of buff it. Just like this, just buff. Up and down, up and down. And I am wearing the gloves that came with the kit. Now we went up and down, let's go back and forth. Just real light pressure, real light. Just buff, buff, buff. All right, now let's put this over here. Let's see how this turned out. Well, I'm no professional here, but I'll tell you what, that is some nice looking shiny. So here's the glass, right? Here's our little trim piece here. Here's the trunk. So glass, trunk, paint. I mean, wow. I'm impressed. I am very much impressed. So if that shined up like that, we're gonna go ahead and do up here, and then we'll jump on the hood, and obviously we'll do the top of the car in stages. But I'm gonna come back after I'm done with the top and with the hood and the sides. Now I won't do below the handles on the passenger door. I'll leave those later, but I'll do like those two sections, like this section here and this section here. Obviously the mirror and everything, basically the top of this seam going around the car, okay? And then I'm gonna get my little rolly cart over there that I can sit on, and we'll come back and we'll do everything else. The bumper covers, the side. Remember, we've got some paint correction and some dent damage we still gotta repair, so we're not gonna waste our product on that, but we're gonna go around and do our sides and then our front cowl and all of that. But yeah, it sure did turn out well. So I'm very much impressed with Autokcan nano ceramic coating. I will say that, not to compare the two, is it easier or harder to put on? There's really no difference. One, you have a spray nozzle thing. The other one comes in a little container. Like I said, the only feedback I would get, now, there's nothing in the instructions like how long these little rag, or these, I don't know, I don't know what you call those, towelette things. There's nothing in there that says how long they last. But what I've been doing is if it gets hard, you know, like when I use the other products, when it gets kind of firm, when your terry cloth thing kind of feels like it's hard, then I jump off and I use a different one. Now, the gloves, they are a little small. I would say these are probably a medium to large, maybe a large. So they're made for smaller hands. If you've got big old grippers, get you some different gloves to be using, but make sure you wear gloves. Obviously this stuff is, you know, it's sealing paint, so it can't be good for your hands and your pores, right, on your skin. So be careful with that. And then, you know, make sure to follow the directions or instructions here. Here is the contact information right there. Looks like Skype at LiveDora949. And here's some other product stuff, information there. And this is the 50 ml bottle, okay? So it might be more or less expensive depending on where you buy this. But, you know, like I said, as far as product, I would put some sort of a scrape on this side or something so you can see how much is left in there. I can shake it and feel, but is that half full? Is it 3/4? I don't know. So kind of concerning if you're doing another car and you start and you don't have enough left. Well, there you go. So let's jump back over here and take one last look at this. There's no streaking, there's no haze, there's no, I mean, it looks like I just painted this with some gloss paint and then buffed it. That's what it looks like. So now it's got the nano coating, and look at that reflection. Wow, that is kaboom. All right. So we'll come back, and when I'm all done, I'll come back and show you what the car looks like. I just wanted to show you doing a little bit of the product on the trunk here in this phase of the video. So back at you in just a second.